We'll try to cover point of sale part, and we'll also try to do a little bit of purchasing. Last time we covered inventory part, customers part. So we know how to create new items, modify, custom, change any items. Customers, we see how we do adding new customers or changing any details, changing credit limits. In point of sale, we'll cover how to make a sale, how to do your everyday VPN things in NCR today. If you have any questions, please send in a chat message. I'll try to answer those questions. Okay. So on the left hand side, you see point of sale. In point of sale, you have tickets, drawers, batch processing, credit cards, tracking numbers, reports, views, gift registries. In our system, we use tickets to make a sale or make a return, to create any new orders. Let's try to create one test sale. So we go to point of sales, tickets, ticket entry. It will pop up with the user who is trying to create a sale or create an order. I'll explain what's the difference between sale and order in NCR. Let me, okay, so this is a ticket entry window. It will ask you for the customer. So we do F9 to pull the customer list. And in keyword, we can start typing the name of the customer. Here it's asked you for the sales rep. Just in case if you are making a sale or you are creating an order for your customer, you can have your name. But if you are entering an order for a different salesperson, you can always press F9 or press a magnifying thing and change to the name of the salesperson you're entering order for. Okay. Now we are on the item number line. You see on the left, we have sale in green and orders in blue. Sale is when you're making a sale for the customer on the floor who's going to pay you right away. Or maybe even if he pays you on account receivables, but you don't have to print pick tickets, you don't want to print any packing slips. This is like a point of sale. You have a customer right there, he's picking up the goods right away and taking an invoice. So we stay in sale and we again press F9, or you can scan a barcode here. At this line, you can scan a barcode and it will take that item by itself. It will ask you for the quantity. Let's say. Okay, so if NCR has the picture of that product, it will pop up that picture first before you can enter the quantity, just to make sure if that's the correct item you're selling. So that's correct. 12 pieces. You go to a different item, or if you want to search for any item, you search in the keywords. If the image is not there for that item, it won't pop up. Also, since you're on a network, it's gonna take a while to pop up that picture. So we have to make sure either we turn off this feature if you don't want to for the local people, like for the warehouse sales. We can have only pop-ups of images happening at salespeople tablets and not on the warehouse computers. We can disable or enable these features up to us. Sunny, you want to scan any items and test if it is coming up? So when you scan an item, there's one more thing to consider. In quantity, you get a drop down if you're selling a 6 in a case or a each. I remember last time we were working on this item and we added this barcode, but we didn't assign if it is for a each or for 6 in a case. So you can always change it here if the quantity is in eaches or if you want to sell in a case. If an item has a prompt to ask you, like if you want to set some items that can be sold only over 18 or only about this age, or if an ID is required to make a sale, then it will pop up a window that will ask you for the confirmation if that item you're selling is meeting that eligibility requirement. So maybe we can enter a ID number just to make sure that it is an 18 years old. Put the quantity. It won't let me enter the quantity because I think the price for this item is set to 0. Or it does. We need to make sure before going 100% on NCR that prices of the items are updated properly. Okay, so now this is the sale. This won't ask you for any pick tickets or for any packing slip or anything. It will just, once you hit the payment, it will finalize that sale. It will finish that ticket. So we click on payment once you are all good with the items. So in this thing, you don't have an option to save and then post. This is final posting. So before you hit payment, you make sure all the items are good on this ticket. It will ask you for how you're collecting the payment. If you're receiving euros, 500 euros. And you're receiving check of guilders. It will ask you for check number, all details. And remaining, if the customer asks you, like I'm remaining amount, you put on my account. Sunny, I'll come on the prices part later. So if the customer wants to pay the remaining amount in his account receivable, like a credit, so that goes into AR and you pay ticket balance. So the ticket is created. Now it will ask you to print the ticket. So once you hit the ticket, it will show you the ticket. You can go print. If the printer is good, you hit OK. Printer, print, and you hit on print button. So it's gonna print the invoice for you. It will also show how the money was collected on that invoice, 500 euros, 500 guilders, and the receivables is rest of the amount goes into the account. That was with the sale. Now let's do orders. Orders is when you enter an order, you want to have to print like a packing slip, a pick order for the warehouse person who's gonna pick their items. That order, that ticket has to be under orders. So we by default we have set all the ticket entries to order. That's how our warehouse is working. We enter the orders, we print pick tickets, and then we do pick verify, like everything was picked is correct, and then we pack and ship. So by default, all the tickets are in order mode. I'm sorry, it's in order mode. Unless you want to change it to switch it to sale, you have to click the sale button. The line turns into green. If you want to turn it back to order, you click on more and then it comes into blue. So the blue line is for the orders. Let's do one test order. Okay, for example, now this item we added and we want to delete this item. We didn't wanted this item to be there. So you just go back on that item, press Control Delete on your keyboard. It will ask you for the confirmation if you want to delete this line. Say yes. So once you are done entering all the lines in order, you hit payment and it goes into account receivables. Because this is an order that is a credit order. So account receivables and you click pay balance and then you hit complete. It will ask you, do you want to save the current payment line? You hit save, yes. Now it gives you an option to print pick ticket, or if you want to send the order per forma. If you want to print the order per forma, you can print the order per forma so customer can know how much it's gonna be the value of the order. You can print the pick ticket from here. If you want to do it later, you can just hit close and we can print the tickets later. Now, if the customer wants to get the quotation before you finalize any order, same way we add items. Okay, now once the order is good and customer wants the quotation of this, you see there's an option called queue, and then there's an option called hold. For quotation, we use the quote, and if the customer wants to add more items later to this order, like he wants to walk in the warehouse, walk in the showroom, and wants to add more items, and meanwhile somebody else wants to work on this computer, you can send it to hold. Once you click hold, it will hold this order for you. It won't be finalized, it won't go for any pick stage, so it's still in the under edit mode. So you want to recall that hold, you click on the hold button. It will show you so and so orders are under hold, and if this is that order, recall hold. and you add more items. So now if the customer wants to add more items to the same order, and now customer asks you for the quotation, you hit quote. It will ask you for the expiration date of this quote. Like if you want this quote to be valid only for certain days, like these prices, these quantities are valid only for say next week. So you pick the date and hit OK, and you click on quote. You will get the quote print out on your printer. Once the customer looks at the quote and he wants to say, okay, from my quote, I want to reduce my quantities. I don't want this item, or maybe I want to finalize that item. So once you're in the ticket entry, you click on quote. It will let you know all the quotations that we created. We can look at the different quotes by clicking on the search or F9, and you select that quote, you call recall quote. Or if you want to print that quote again, you can print that quote again. So you click recall quote, and if this customer wanted this item, no more 48 but 60, and this item he didn't want it anymore, so let's say 0. I'll rather prefer putting quantity 0 and not delete this item, so that customer knows that he requested this item before and then for some reason he canceled it, like he didn't want it anymore. And if everything is okay, now you have to click payment, same way AR, pay balance, complete. Yes, and I close now. So this is how we enter the sales, or we enter the orders in the system. Now, once the orders are entered, how we have to print big tickets. You go into point of sale. Okay, so Sunny, you don't have that option. Let me log out. So now to print those orders, like printing the big tickets, we go into point of sale. You see order management. It's, it's not in any other submenu. It's directly under point of sale, order management. So to print all the big tickets, or to continue working with the orders that were entered or bought in by salesperson or entered by warehouse people, we go into order management. If this window pops up, click on do not show again and auto activate travel. So under order management, you will see all the orders that were entered. They are waiting. There are different stages for the orders now. You see pick, verify, pack, release, completed, and then all orders. Pick is where the order is waiting to be picked, accepted. It's not yet accepted, it's just entered in the system, like it is placed. Like how we do in VPN, the order is placed. Here it will show under pick tab. So you see all these orders, dates, what is the number of the customer. We can also add customer name if you want to have. There are different types of columns you can choose. If there was any gift card issue, when was the last invoice created for that customer, if there are any miscellaneous charges on that. You want to add name, you will add name to the. So now you can see what is the number, what is the value of that order, and who placed that order. You can also add salespeople name here. It depends how we want to customize the column. We can customize it, and then we can save it as a default. So whenever I'm on this order management, I will have these columns already there. Let's try to see if we can add salesperson. So now when I go into order management, I log in and it will have this data there. Now you want to print the pick orders for these orders, but before picking, you want to check what is in that item, in that ticket. So you click on the document number, and here you can just view, you cannot make any changes to this order. So you see these items are there, and if you want to print ticket, you can click print ticket here, or you can print ticket will just print the order. It won't print the pick ticket. Now to want, if you are ready to pick this ticket, you select those orders and then you hit the pick button. Yes. It won't ask you for the name of the printer. It will be default to the printer that is set on the computer. So we need to make sure. Sunny, did it print it on any printer there? Okay, can you let me know what printer is active in the warehouse now from these? This one? This fax. Yeah, but that printer is not printing. Let me know if any test page came out, that printer. Mhm. Okay, I think there's some problem. So let me do that. Okay, did you got any test printer? Okay, let me see my test printer. Did you got any test print? Okay, so now I want to print pick ticket. I just select that order, hit pick. It will ask me to print picking tickets. Yes. We cannot skip that option. If you say no, the order will still remain in the pick stage. Let me know, Sunny, if it printed the pick ticket. But it didn't print. Okay. Okay. So once you hit the pick ticket, it prints the ticket on the printer. I think the printer is not set properly, so we're going to fix that issue. And once you pick that ticket, it comes in the pick verify. You hand over the pick ticket to your warehouse employee. He's going to pick out all the items. Some items he brings short or we don't have in stock. Now how to verify that order? Once you're ready with the items on the cart and ready to pack, we go to pick verify stage. We select that order and here you start scanning. So for example, this item, you say it was supposed to be picked 60 and you only picked 48. For this item, it was 36. For this item, it was 60. Good. So once you're ready with that scanning part, and once you finish scanning and confirming the quantities here, you click on that order and you click pick verify. Then the order goes to the pack stage. In the pack stage, you will see that item was 24, was 24.60. If you have less quantities, it will show 36, 48. Whatever quantities you entered in the pick verify stage, it will come in the pack stage. And once that order is ready, you click on packing slip, print packing slip. So it will say the final quantities, item number, and the price, the total of that. Now, since the amount here was excess because we received the complete, we applied the whole amount to the account receivable, but we didn't ship out 100% of that order. So it shows there's a deposit balance on this order because the amount we entered received from the customer to accounts receivable was excess, was extra. You go ahead and print. Once you're done at backstage, the order is ready to be released. Until we don't release the order, it still remains in the system as a pending. Now we have to adjust the balance because the extra amount was applied. Or what we can do on the to avoid this extra steps, we can, when we enter a order, we don't put any payments to that order at that moment. So let me go this deposits. Okay, so when we create a new order, we better not to put any payments at that moment. So let's create a new order without entering any payments to avoid issuing refunds on the payments that was never received actually. So once the order is complete, we just click on complete. Instead of going to payments, we do complete. Close. And then under order management, once we are ready to pick that order, we click on that pick ticket. You go to pick verify. If everything is good, you don't have to change anything. But if you receive anything or if you're sending anything short, we change it here. And once it's all the quantities are confirmed, you click pick verify. So now you see this order is great. We cannot release that order because we haven't received any payment on this part. So we have to select that invoice, click on the payment. Now, once we know that these are the only quantities going, instead of 48, 24, 60, 60, you click on that, you check mark that ticket, you click on the deposits. And you have to receive that payment in accounts receivable. Since this is a credit sale, you click accounts receivable, pay balance, and you hit save deposits. If it's a credit customer. Once you save deposits, you see this order is now ready to be packed. You click on that order, you click packing slip. You go on release, you release that order. Once you release that order is complete. That order will be posted to the customer and the goods are ready to be released to the customer. Here you can print that invoice. Let me know, Sunny, if this time it prints the invoice. We need to double check why it's not printing the pick tickets. And yeah, we'll figure it out. So now the invoice is there. The goods are ready to go. In that invoice, you let me know what you need to customize. Do you want to add any more columns in that, or you want to change something on that invoice? You mark it and send it in an email, or if you want to WhatsApp it, put it in a WhatsApp group. If you want to print what was quantity ordered and what was quantity sent, like packed. If you want, we can add those columns, we can customize that invoice. Once you start entering tickets, you compare it with the existing paper that you print on the VPN. Yeah, you can print terms, whatever the terms are. You let me know what all you want. You put it on that paper and send it in a WhatsApp group. So we know what we have to do, what changes we have to do on that paper. Same as with the quote. You print the quote, you check if it is good or if you want to add anything on that quote. We can make any changes to that. Now, if you want to give discount, Sunny, on an invoice, as you asked me before. So if you're in a ticket entry mode and if you want to give a discount, that discount will be on the whole invoice, not on every item. So if you're in a ticket, let's do one order. So you see on the, once you finish entering the order, and now you want to give a discount on this whole ticket. You cannot give discount every item in an invoice, in a ticket entry mode. But you can give a discount as a whole, like a document discount. And we can set different discount codes like discount 5%. Now this will ask you apply to the document or apply to the items. But it won't ask you, it won't let you choose individual items. It will apply discount on the whole, either all items or the whole order. You can choose, like if you want to give, if you want to print discounts with every item, or you want to print discount at the whole total of that order. So if we choose line item minimum, okay, that's okay, we don't have to say. We have to exit and come back. If you're changing any item prices, or if you creating any new discounts or any new prices, you have to exit the ticket entry mode and come back so that it loads all those parameters before creating a ticket. I believe the discount codes here are not allowed to. Okay, it depends upon the user permissions if that user is allowed to give discounts or not. We need to enable that discount for that user, and then you just enter the code we created here, and it will apply the 5% discount on all the items. Or if you want on the total, it will give the discount on total. That's how you can give discount on a ticket. But you cannot give discount on every item separately unless you have the prices set for that customer. Either you can decide that this test customer will have 5% discount on all ORS, 10% discount on all Colgate, 2% discount on all Dove. That price level we have to set separately, but in a ticket, you can only give discount to the total of that ticket, not individual items. Okay, now once you make a sale or once the order is done, if the customer wants to return back that item, or if you want to accept returns, we have to go to point of sale, tickets, ticket entry. Again, this feature will depend upon the user's permissions. Not all users will be allowed to accept returns. Now to accept returns, we don't enter any customer information here. We go to special and we go to validated returns. You go to validated returns and then you can look for the document. If you know the invoice number, you put the invoice number. Or if you want to look for that invoice, you click on this and then click find tickets. Also, you can filter by document date if you know it was only on today. So it will show you only that day's ticket. If you are looking for that particular customer, it will show you for that particular customers. You can also look for if you have an item in the warehouse and you don't know who bought it back or there's a confusion, you can always scan that item and it will show you to whom did you sold all that item. If it wasn't sold, or let me see if Sunny, do you have that ticket that we printed? Can you put that item number here? Any one item number from that invoice? Okay, and then you click find ticket. So it will tell you that this item was sold to this and this customer, and we pick that customer from whom we are returning, and you what all items you're going to receive back, you click and you put the quantities, how many you are going to return back. Like if he's giving back 6 pieces of this and 12 pieces of this, if there is any reason he's returning, maybe it was damaged, and then you hit OK. And then you make sure that it's all good, and then you hit payment, because now we have to adjust his account balance. So we click on payment, we click on pay ticket balance. That's the way we accept returns back from the customer. Special validated returns, find tickets, and then, for example, this customer, you put the quantities, reason, you hit payment. We have to make sure we choose the mode we are going to return the money back. So it's going to be account receivables. So taking returns is easy. Is there any confusion on taking the returns back? Also in NCR, if you want to take a return and also make a sale in one ticket, we can do that also. So like a customer walks in the warehouse and he wants to return 6 pieces of the item, and he also wants to place an order. So we can just customer name. If customer wants to buy this item, and now he wants to return back any other item from his old invoice, you can click more and then click return, and how many pieces of that item. But this returns will not validate if that item was bought and when it was bought. So you can enter returns while making a sale or while creating an order, but it won't validate those returns, that if that item was actually bought from Lucky and if that item is still eligible to be returned back based on the date it was bought. And once you're done with this, you hit on complete. Yes. Okay. Now you, end of the day, once all the tickets are created, there's still an option where you can go back and change or void a ticket before before printing a Z report. Like how we print the Z report end of the day. Before doing that, we can still go to ticket edit list, and you can see all these tickets were there. If everything looks good, we hit on tickets post. If not, we can go back and still make any changes here. before hitting post. Once everything looks good, you hit on tickets post. Usually this option is going to be automized. So end of the day, nobody has to click on tickets post. We will set a timer at this time, 8 o'clock every day, or 6 o'clock every day, or 5 o'clock every day, the time that is assigned. It will close the drawers, close the register, and print the Z report by itself. So before that, any changes, we can make a change. But once that time is hit, it will automatically post all the tickets and send a report to the management that what all the invoices, what all the tickets, orders happen, written, sales. A report will be generated and it will be emailed. Okay. We are not using gift registries for now. Drawers, we don't need to use anything in drawer because we are not doing any store point of sale since we are using this in the warehouse. If you're using point of sale in stores, then maybe we have to use drawer count every day before starting the sale. Credit cards we don't use in NCR and San Martin. Same as with tracking numbers, it is for e-commerce orders. We need to add tracking numbers, or if it is for the overseas orders, you need to enter some bill of lading number. Then there's an option called reports. Before end of the day, like before going into ticket post, you can still print the reports for that day, what orders are on hold. If there are any quotations, we can print all the quotations here. For now, I don't think there will be any quotes. If there are any pending orders, go into orders report and it will tell you these orders are still pending with these items. If we don't want the items, we can disable that print line items option here and we can hit preview. It will just show the customer name and the amount. These are the pending open orders till that day. We can also add more filters if you want to see just by sales rep whose orders are. If you want to print all the orders for that particular sales rep, you can add that filter and it will print only those orders. End of the day, if any salesperson is asking to have a report, like what all of his orders or her orders are pending or not yet picked, we can always print a report. You can also print, like you can add a filter by items. If that item is in any orders, we can add that item here. We get the filters and it will tell that item is in that order. So again, the reporting part is very good here. We can add as many filters as we want. We can customize the reports. End of the day, if you want to have any particular, we have any questions, this reports I feel is a easiest way to come to that solutions. Also, last time I mentioned that we can email the report and that feature was not on. We turned on that feature yesterday. So any reports we can email straight from the NCR. We don't have to download, print into PDF and then send it to the customer. So for example, we go into orders report. So we go into point of sale, reports, order reports. And for example, if you want to send that order report to, once you preview it, you make sure that that report is what you're looking for. If that is good to be sent, you click on email. And here you can send it to user, the users that exist in NCR, or to customer or vendor. So now let me send this to Sunny, and I hit, and here subject, we can say like it's an order report, and you hit OK. And that email is sent to Sunny. So in that way, we can add all the emails of the customers, email of the users. We just need to add that, select that user, and it will send that report to that user by itself. Sunny, you can check if you got that email or not. Okay. So email feature is nice if you don't want to print and send straight to email. We can skip saving it as a PDF and then doing it manually. The same email feature can be used in any reporting part. If you want to send an inventory report, you go into that report and hit email, it will send that report. If you want to send statements to the customer, any reports, I guess you can send, you want to send by email, you can use the NCR email system and it will send the email right away, straight from the system. So reports is for reporting. I will strongly suggest to test these reports, different reports with different filters. And if you want to customize any report, make a list of that and let me know on a WhatsApp group. It's more easier for you all to send on a WhatsApp group and let me know what all changes, customizations you want. You print that report, mark it on that report, whatever columns you want to change, add, delete, so that we don't send that extra information to the customer if you don't want to. And we can modify all those reports. Then there's an option called view. As I mentioned, view is only to view the tickets. And this is actually for useful for offline mode. If the salespeople are on the road and they want to see what's happening with their tickets, they can always go to view. They cannot make any changes here. So they can see if there are any discounts, any payments, if the order was released, if the order was shipped, all those we can see here in view tickets. And you can always print that invoice from view tickets. So you go to view tickets, you look for that, and then you can hit print ticket to print that ticket. Also, this barcode that is always on every ticket, every invoice. We can scan it to bring that document number. We don't have to type that document number every time manually. So there's a barcode on every ticket, every order. This ticket number, it's in this barcode. So you don't have to enter. You can just scan it and it will show up that ticket here. Same is with view codes. If you want to print the codes again, or if you want to email the codes to the customer, you can always go to view codes. If there are any codes, it will show up here and then you can email it straight to the customer. Once you click print ticket, you can email it. You can choose an option to email. Any questions we have in the sales part? I'm gonna start with the pricing, the special prices, discount prices. That's a different module. I'm gonna start after this. Let me know if you have any questions on the tickets part. Yes, Sunny, we can give the discount options. We can turn on the discounts. For now, the discounts are turned off. Inside NCR, I need to go into the system and change it, enable it. But that's very easy. Like how I showed you in the ticket part, right? When you do a ticket entry, uh, in document discount, you can choose 5% discount, or you can also, we can also have an option that will prompt you how much discount you want to give on that invoice. Like for example, if you want to give $100 discount, you want to give $5 discount. It can also prompt you for the price amount. It can also prompt you for the percentage. If we don't want to assign a fixed percent discount, we can always put prompt for percentage. So once you hit document discount, it will ask you, you want to give 1%, 2%, 5%, whatever percentage you want to give, you can give on that invoice manually. But yes, that option uh, will be available for selected users. Management will decide who will get that option to give discounts. And then we can also give a limit to every user that it can go only up to 5%. It can go only up to 3%. It can only go up to 7%. So that can be also customized. Those rules we will be setting up, that this user can only give up to this person discount or this amount discount. Okay, so when you say if you want to give line discounts, like item discounts, so before giving, creating that ticket, we need to, or even if you create a ticket, that's not an issue. We can copy it to a new ticket. So we want to give an item discounts. We need to create rules. Once you create a ticket, you enter all the items, you send quotation to the customer, you send quotation to the boss. And if boss approves so and so items 10%, so and so items 5%, and also so and so item this price. Like if there's an item for $10 and you want to give it for $8, no percentage discount, but for fixed price. We can do that pricing part. Once you create a ticket, that's okay. We go into inventory. In inventory, there's a option called prices. So this is very important part in VPN, what I was being asked last time, to how to have different prices, how to set different discounts, how to have different price structures for different category of customers or for the stores or for one-time sale, we need to go into inventory and then prices. In prices, you have contract prices, promotional prices, and special prices. So this is how NCR system works. If you are, NCR will give priority to the contract prices first. Like contract prices are, for example, a store gives you, you have a contract with that store, like for this year, we're gonna give you these prices. If you buy Colgate, you will be getting flat 5% off. If you buy ORS, you will get 8% off. Or if you buy this items, you will get at this fixed prices. So those are contract prices, and NCR will look for contract prices first. When you make a ticket, NCR will look into the contract prices. If there are any contract prices available for that customer, that will be applied. If there are no contract prices, it will go into look for promotional prices. If you don't find promotional, it will look for special prices. If not special prices, it will go to the default price 1, price 2, price 3 that we decided for that customer. Promotional prices are temporary prices. Like you're running a Mother's Day promotion, a Valentine's Day promotion, or any event, Black Friday. That goes under promotional prices. And then there are special prices that this item, this price. It's nothing to do with any event or anything. For example, you want to do a liquidation of goods that are approaching expiry date. So maybe you can add those special prices here. If any toothpaste is gonna expire in 6 months, you want to start running a special price here. That anybody is ordering from that item, they will get this discount. So let's start with contract prices. In contract price, it will ask you for the group code, like what you want to name that contract. So let's say test contract. So we have a contract with a test customer, contract with test for 2021. The order of preference in NCR is contract prices. If not contract, then it is promotional prices. If not promotional, then it is special prices. And if it is not special prices, then it will take the default prices from the system. Okay. Yes, the promotions will be certain months. So if there are no promotions, it will go back to the default price. So in contract prices, you can choose the date if that contract is only for certain period, or if it is not restricted to any date, you can just have no begin date, no end date. For example, we want to set this contract for this year. And if you want to choose this contract only for this customer, let's go into customer. You can also have a contract prices for by category. If it's a overseas customer, if it's a retail customer, if it's a supermarket customer, if it's a wholesale customer, we can have different kind of contract prices based on different filters. So if I want to give all wholesale customers these prices, So I need to remove the customer number preference and put the category. And then we go into rules. Here you can define different discounts or different prices you want for that wholesale customers. So for example, if we decide discount for all ORS, so ORS, I'll just put a rule description and then I'll choose the items that like for all those items that fall under subcategory ORS. And if you want to also select any stores, like it is only for this store or if it is for everybody. And then you want to give discount by percentage, discount by amount, or you want to have a markup percentage. Markup percentage will be how much you want to go up from your cost on ORS for 2021, or margins will be like how much margins you want to maintain on that item. So we can have a discount. Now it's asking for discount from what price you want to give. Do you want to give discount from price 1, price 2, or price 3? And then it will ask you for the percentage. So we are going to give 5% discount on all the ORS items for 2021 only for wholesale customers that we selected here. A 5% discount from the regular prices. That's price 1. We can also set minimum quantity if somebody is buying at least 24 units of ORS. So they are eligible for this discount or whatever quantity you set here. You can also add more filters. For example, we want to save this. Once you add all your criteria, then you hit save line. Now we want to set more rules. For example, we want to set Dove pricing. And here we want to set fixed price. So like if you want to sell all hand sanitizers for fixed price, or you want to sell all Dove deodorants for fixed price. You don't want to have different price for different Dove deodorants. We can select those items from item number to item number, or if you want to set all Dove, or we can add all Dove deodorants to a certain subcategory saying Dove deodorants and whatever the volume is, 2 ounce, 2.6 ounce you want to add. And prices will be fixed prices, $7.99. So whenever you enter that item for that year, it will be $7.99. So these are the contract prices. This will be always on the priority, will be the preference for NCR. Even if you set promotional prices, if you set special prices, NCR will not check that price. NCR will put the contract prices. So contract prices will be the first preference for NCR. If that value exists, it will not look for promotional or any specials. So if you want to give any special price, you have to take out or you have to disable that contract price, or else NCR will just apply the contract prices to that customer or to that customer category, however you choose that filter as. Is it clear with the contract prices? In contract prices, Sunny, like how you want to do stores also, this will be the good option to have for all the stores. If you want to do transfers or if you want to work on the fixed prices for the store, we can create a filter here. We can set a new contract like Lucky Store contract, and then you add all your filters, all your rules here. Rule one, like this percentage markup from the cost. Then rule this. So you have to also look if you want to give discount, like all discount on all the items. Forget about ORS or forget about the Dove. So you want to give a default discount or you want to set a default markup, let's say. From the last cost. Last cost is the last purchase order price cost of that item. So now we set a markup of 5% discount on the last cost, not a discount, sorry, markup. So if you want to have this rule to be always applied, then we have to move it to all the way up. So there will be a 5% markup by default on every item. So if you're giving a 7.99 price, and if that item cost is 7.99, it won't be applied 7.99. So it will take a 5% markup. So NCR will also have a preference on the rules, how they are entered in the system. So whatever stays up is applied first, then second, then third rule. So if you want to set fixed prices, if you want to set fixed markups or fixed discounts for certain brands, certain subcategories, certain categories for the stores, the contract prices is the best option to do it. And then you hit save. In promotional prices, say Valentine's Day. You see in the contract prices, it was asking you for the customer information. But in promotional prices, it doesn't ask you for that. It only asks you from when the promotion is going to start and when the promotion is going to end. So let's say we do that promotion for 2 weeks in February. You go into rules. In contract prices rules, you had price, items, and sales. But in promotional prices, you have an option of customers here. So the difference here is in contract prices, the rules are set keeping customers in mind. Like, okay, for this customer, all these rules. For this customer, all these discounts. But in promotional price, you can define that this rule during Valentine's Day, during this rule is applied to only this set of customers. You can add more rules to more customers here. So this is based on date and not purely on customer. So we can say like on Valentine's Day, ORS for stores. So we can have a prices like a fixed discount of 10% to all the lucky stores. And then we can have ORS for wholesale customers. So in promotional prices, you can define the date when the promotion is going to be active, and then you can have those rules based on items and customers, also on sales if you want. That the sale is on that day, then it will get a different discount. So on 14th of Feb, you want to give deeper discounts. Before that, you want to run a flat 5% discount. Depends how you want to run the promotion. So you have 4 different tabs to define your rules. Contract prices are for the customers in mind. Like you want to do the fixed prices discounts or fixed prices by amount to certain group of customers. Promotional price is for the certain days you want to run that promotion. It's not only for that customers. You can keep adding more and more customers in one common promotional group. You can just add more rules to the same promotion group, and once that date runs out, these rules will be off. It will again go to the default prices. But always remember, if there's a contract price already there, NCR will not accept or will not apply these prices. We can always disable this group if you want to run a promotional price, or you can always add or modify the rule here. So if you want to disable, we just disable this contract price. So the promotional prices come into active. So NCR will not find any overseas store prices rule. So it will start applying Valentine's Day promo if it is for that same customer. That's clear. Now comes the special prices. Special price, as I mentioned, we want to liquidate some items, or there's a promotional from a company that okay, let's do all noodles, all soups for this price. Maybe they are buy one get one free, or if you want to run different kind of promotions that for that particular items. This has got nothing to do with the date, like from when to when. This is purely item wise. Okay. So we enter the group code. Group code is very important. Without entering a group code, NCR won't let you go to the next step. So we define group code, we put description, and then now the rule description. Let's say we want to apply for the items that are 6 months, that has a date for 6 months. So I put rule description, I put my discount from my regular prices, say 35%. And then here I have to add those items. What items I'm applying discounts. I can also select only these customers will get that discounts on these sales. Or if I want to just keep it for all the customers, I don't have to put any details here. We can also set rules as per the sales rep. If sales rep is making a sale, they get this discounts on these items. So for example, if the customer is a walk-in customer, he won't get any discounts. You can assign, okay, made by only this salesperson can get this discount. Or if there's a salesperson who's doing very high volume, we can offer him like you can offer half person, 1% extra discount on your sales. That all kind of different prices we can set in contract price, promotional price, special prices. It depends upon how we are going to use or apply the rules. So for liquidate short date goods, we can always, before applying this special prices, we can add those items to a new subcategory that will be like a liquidate or short dated. So you don't have to add one by one item here. We can do add one by one item here, but if you want to add a bunch of 30, 40 items, we can add all those 40 items into one subcategory and apply that rule. Or if you just want to apply discount on this item and 35% discount. So you just say, so it will say item number between this for all the customers for any sales, the price will be 35% less from the price one. These are special prices. This is not anything with the date. So until you don't disable this rule, it will keep going on. It will keep applying that rule for that item. This is good for, like I mentioned, if it's a fixed price sale you want to offer for like limited number of items, this is the good one. Still, you can apply discounts, not necessarily has to be in percentage or on a fixed amount, but this is for limited number of items. Is that clear, Sam? Same way, there is a planned promotion. We can always define the planned promotions here, but I will not prefer using this. These three are the best way to do it, and the contract prices is number one priority, second is promotional, third is special prices. Yes, we have to disable contract prices if you want any special prices or promotional prices to come into effect. Yeah, if you have Sunny contract prices for 10 different contracts are there. So you will have to disable those contracts if you want to have the special price into effect, one at a time. Or if you have one contract price for all the lucky stores, just disable that contract and the special prices will come into effect. If you have special prices for lucky stores. But if you have a contract price for lucky stores and the special prices is for a different set of customers, you don't need to disable the contract prices because special prices you are creating for a different set of customers. You can always have the contract price to be cheaper than what you do a specials or promotion. So you can define that kind of rules in contract prices, that it will always be a fixed markup from this cost. So it's never gonna go higher than if you run a special or any promotion. But still, if you want to disable that contract price and enable the special price, you'll have to disable that contract first. Okay, so there may be a situation where you want to update the prices for without going into the purchase order. If you want to update the prices for all ORS or only for Dove or only for Colgate or any particular brand or particular category, we can use the option called price sheet. It's an inventory, prices, price sheet. Price sheet is like, for example, you want to update the prices of all Colgate on this day. So I prefer keeping a price sheet ID as the date. I mean to say that I'm gonna make those changes. Colgate price update. So once you finish entering the description and you hit enter, it will pop up the get item, like it will pop up the item screen. If it doesn't shows up, you have this button here, get items. You click on that, it will show this screen. It is asking you now which items you want to work on the prices. So we go into subcategory and choose Colgate. If you want to have Colgate from particular vendor, you can also choose that. So only those vendor items you will be changing the prices. Then you hit get items. You can also filter by description. Like if you want to just change only Colgate toothpaste. So whatever the subcategory Colgate has a description toothpaste. So you have all the Colgate toothpaste here. Now it is asking you which items from this you want to start working. Either you can select items manually or you can select all by clicking on this thing. And then you click add to price sheet. So now you have the price sheet. You want to change the prices. Even here you can see the prices which are 0, or if the prices are not correct and you want to change it one time. Price sheet is a good option to change the prices, price levels 1, 2, 3. Okay. There's an also option, there's one more way to calculate these prices. Maybe you don't want to enter manually. You can also calculate the prices, setting, for example, now I see many price ones are 0. So I want to change all price ones. I define here which one I want to change. I choose price 1, and how you want to change that price. You want to change price on based off price 2, or price 3 or cost, or you want to add more percentage to price 1 itself. Like maybe before you were adding 5% markup on price 1, and now we want to change it to 10% markup instead of 5%. So we can always set that calculations done by itself. Like we want to change the prices of price 1, and you multiply it by price 1 increase by 4 points more or 5 points more, and you hit preview. So it's going to show you the prices that's going to be the new prices. If you want to reduce the prices by 5 points, you have to choose decrease and hit preview. This was the original price for this item, 190. It went 5 points down, it made it 181. This up arrow has nothing to do with this price changes. This up arrow is for any rules we have already defined for price 1, for price 2, price 3 in the system. Like for example, if the price 1 in NCR, we tell NCR to add 30% minimum margins on my cost, like to have minimum margins of 30 points on my cost. So once you come into this price sheet, and if you want to start giving discounts, if it is still within that 30% minimum, it will still show up. But if it goes below that 30 points margin you wanted to keep on price 1, it will show down. That this is going below that margins that you have already defined for price 1. That's how you can preview, and then once you hit apply, it will change the prices for all these items, but only price 1, because here you choose price 1. You can also change all the prices together by keeping all defined prices, or if you want to just change price 1, price 2, price 3. Price 3, if I'm not wrong, is the internal price, is the store pricing. And price 2 is the wholesale prices. I'm sorry, price 1 is the wholesale prices. Before applying, you can also just hit save. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Let me unmute him. Yeah, Hitesh, go ahead and ask whatever you want to ask. You have to unmute yourself. So once the price sheet is done, you can print, get it approved, and before posting anything, we have to just save and then we can post it. Like I mentioned, don't post anything without reviewing it, getting the confirmation done. So once you are ready to apply these changes, you apply price changes. And if you want to just cancel this price changes before applying, you can only cancel it before applying. You hit delete for this price sheet. Historical price sheet will show all the price changes we did in the system. Since we have no entry, so it won't show any data now. Is this clear, Sunny, and everybody, regarding the prices that we were doubts we had before for different customers, for overseas customers? Yeah. So always keep in mind, if you want to apply any prices in the system for specific customers, choose contract prices. If you want to apply discounts for special days, use promotional prices. And you want to give discounts or you want to set special prices for certain items, use special prices. These options are in inventory, prices, and you have all the options to play around with the prices. Okay, so I believe point of sale, ticket, creating items, sales is very much clear. Inventory option is very much clear. I'm gonna I'm gonna show the top five top five reports in NCR that I always use and are very helpful. So I'm gonna put this top five reports in the notes also. So anybody can just look at those notes. The first report I prefer is like inventory reports, inventory analysis. So you go to inventory reports and there's a inventory analysis reports. Inventory analysis is like you want to see the top 10, top 50 performing items, top 100 performing items. There's no limit. You can just add top 10, top 100, or top 5 items you want to see that have been performing best in NCR sales. We use inventory analysis, and on the report, the first thing you see is inventory analysis by item, by category, and by category summary. Inventory analysis by items will show you item-wise report. Like if you want to see top 5 items. By category, it will let you pick the category if you want to choose cosmetics, makeups, or any other grocery, any other categories. You want to have the analysis based on category. You click category and then it will show all those items in that category. Like it's a detailed report. And if you choose analysis by category summary, it will only show that category name and how much it performed and if it's top 1 or 2 or 3, 4, 5. It won't give you any item details there. It will just be ranking or sorted by the category. Let's do inventory analysis by items. Location, you can pick for which store or which location are you looking to do the inventory analysis. Okay, let's keep it warehouse. We don't put any item number here, we just hit preview. So since we put only top 5, it will show you the 5 items that perform best. And it will show you the the quantity on hand, because this is inventory analysis. So it's going to show you that top 5 items. Out of those top 5 items, what is available, what is committed, and what is the value of that item. If you do analysis by category, and by category, it will show the category. The second report that I use most is inventory status report. It lets you pick many different options if you want to see inventory status by item, by vendor, by category. You want to sort it with item number, or you want to sort it with the description. You want to have it for all the locations or only for Lucky Warehouse. And you want that report to include items which are on hand, like the zero. It's not zero. It should be something is available. Or you want to have below minimum, below maximum, above maximum, out of stock, above zero. You can set which items to be shown in that report. So in inventory status, when you run the inventory status report, it will give you these 3 extra columns. It will show you when it was last received, and when it was last sold, and when it was last counted, like when the last inventory physical count was done at the warehouse. So inventory status report is also a good report to see if, to check your items are still in your inventory, and was the physical count done, when it was done, when it was last purchased, when it was last sold. We can also have additional information here. Instead of last received sold counted, we can change it to inventory value and stock status. So instead of sold, received, and count, you can have this information here. Again, you can have different filters set here, and you can save this report so that you don't have to change it every time again and again by going into option and save parameters. If you do save parameters, so it's an item status report with description, on hand quantity. So now if you save this report parameters, see, once you open that report, it went back to default values. But now you want to load your parameters. So it's going to change description non-zero for Lucky Wholesale, and then you just hit preview. You don't have to set these things every time. If you know you're going to use that report more often, you set all the parameters, all the rules, hit option, save parameters, and you just name it what you want for your preference, for your reference. Third report I like to use is flash sales. You go into sales, reports, Flash sales report. In flash sales, you can see the sales for that periods. You can add multiple period. You can have different columns. You want to see sales, profit, how many tickets, what was the average value of a ticket. If you want to see what was the average cost of that ticket, we can set here like if you want to have 10 columns. You want to see what was the, if there was any returns, if you want to see how much was quantity sold, and then you hit preview. Since we don't have any sales data here, it won't show much information. So for last year, it is showing we had 56 sales with a profit of 55%. In dollars, it was $31. There were total 6 invoices. Value of every ticket was $9. Yes. Flash sales, you can print everyday reports. You can also print a month report. You can also print by customers. You can have, sorry, not by customers, but by stores. If you want to see that particular store, which store you want to see the report, performance, sales, everything under flash sales. Again, in the sales history option in the reports, there are many other reports related to your sales, which you can explore, print them, and note down any of your questions or any changes we have on that report so we can start working on those customization. You can see the tickets that were voided, any return tickets report, we can print commission due report for the salespeople. If you want to see which salesperson is performing more, we have a sales rep productivity report, sales history by sales report. So sales history by sales report will show you how much that person is selling, but productivity will show you, is it profitable? Or if he's giving too much discounts, or it's just for the numbers and not worth it. So that's productivity report. Price reduction reports, if you're giving any discounts in a ticket, this price reduction report will let you know if there were any discounts issued or discounts given on that month or that day to which ticket. You can also have sales history by customer. So this customer, 4 quantity sold, pharmacy plus this quantity, this much value, what was the profit? So sales by customer. But if you want to see sales by item, you can see which item. This item was bought by Pharmacy Plus and Rosanna. This item was bought by this test account. ORS was bought by JSK. How many quantity? What was the value of the sale? What was the profit? And what's the percentage? It's going to show you percentage of quantity, sales, and the gross profit. And if you want to email this report, you can use the email option. Again, you can have different rules before generating a report. If you want to just set, look, history of an item by a customer. So I only want to see this customer report to see what items that customer is buying more. So this customer is buying ORS more. Since there's only one ticket, it's showing only one item, but if it has multiple items, it will show all multiple items that he bought. You can also put the period from which period you want to see. That on this day, if you want to check what that customer bought, or you want to choose for this month what all that customer bought in that month. If there is any ticket, it will show. If not, then it will not show any information. Again, to save these parameters, it's save parameters. But if you want to keep changing these dates, but you want this business date option to be there, which wasn't there before, we can save this report by clicking Save as Default Filter. So once you open sales history by item, you see that option is there. The next report I use most is customers aging report. That's in customers reports, customers aging report. Customers aging report will show you what invoices have been posted to that customer and how old those invoices are. What is the value of that invoice? I have to pick a customer. If I don't pick a customer, it will give me the aging report for all the customers. So now for this customer, it shows me that these invoices are there for this date, and these are the amounts, these are the values, and how old these invoices are. If it's a purchase or payment or ticket, it will show on the document type. It will also show at the end of the report what is the amount that is still open for that customer. You can have different rules for customer number or category, or if you want to set at least balance of $500, only show me those. So it will say no customers in, because there is no open invoices for $500. If I say $1, so it will tell me there is an open balance of more than $1 on these three customers. Again, you can print this report or you can straight email this report. And then the fifth report that I use most is customer statements. You can have the customer statements monthly, or you want to set it by quarter, or for the whole year, or for the last year, or yesterday. There are different dates you can choose, or you can also keep it custom. If you want to have a report from January till today, and then you want to have for all the customers, or you just want to set it for balance not equal to 0, or if you want to have only for particular customer. So it shows the statement beginning date, end date, if there is any balance that is bought forward, and what all happened in that date range, and end of the day, that's the closing balance. It will also show how old that balance is from 31 to 60 days, 61 to 90 days, and if it is more than 90 days old. I think that's we wanted to cover today was point of sale and the prices part. We also done inventory, customers. Sales history is basically for the reports. Let me know if you have any questions.